So at this point, it seems that the whales are accumulating their tokens. So they want to keep the price low and squeeze all the paper hands. So at this point, what I would do, and what I actually did today, I created a pool from 16 to 26. You could choose a narrower range, maybe from 20 to 24. You would earn higher fees because your liquidity would be denser in this region. But I decided to go more conservative at this point. Let's get back to the questions. Oh yeah, so I addressed the 0.3 and 1% fee pools. With it's better to use the 1% because the price is very volatile and you can lose a lot. So I wouldn't feel bad about having the buyers pay 1%. How do I set up liquidity on Uniswap? And this is something that will be best to show. But if you look at the page I shared at the Uniswap liquidity pool, there is a button at the top. The button says add liquidity. So if you press it, you are then presented with a UI where you can determine your ranges. Let's create a screenshot real quick. Give me a second. Trying to fight with the UI. Okay, that's it. And one more second. Oh, never mind. Okay, so this is how you choose your range. I set minimum price to $17, maximum price to 30. Then you add your tokens and USDC if it's required. The ratio between those two assets is determined by your range and current price. If current price is below your pool, your range, then you need to provide because as the price goes up, people want to buy from you. If the current price is above your range, then you need to provide USDC because as the price goes down, people want to sell their for your USDC. Okay. Next question. What would be the best settings to encourage the price to grow? So our pool is quite shallow. You can see it from the price fluctuations. So we are not really holding the price too much back. Anyway, at this point where the market is kind of manipulated by the speculators, I wouldn't feel too bad trying to squeeze them of their money on fees at this range. The higher the liquidity, the stable the price is. The smaller the liquidity, the larger the fluctuations. Anyway, yeah, this is basically it. If you want to encourage the price to grow, then there shouldn't be too much liquidity. It is considered to be a resistance block if it's above the range, because if you look at the screen of the liquidity distribution and you hover, if you open the UI as well, and you hover over the bars, you can read how much is locked at each particular bar. So there is 500 500 at each price difference. So this is the amount that needs to be bought by the market in order to change the price. What is the minimum amount of money coins required to provide liquidity? It's up to you. You can provide with $1 and 1 MMS if you want. I actually do have one such pool, and I was just curious because somebody showed me earlier that they are making like 20 cents a day on $1, which wasn't too bad. But then this is a long-term pool because you are not really making back your fees. And they actually set a very large range, too. It was like from 10 to 5,000, I believe. If you want to make the liquidity profitable, then it depends on your wealth. But I would say that $500 in value is enough to make a decent amount on fees. According to my observation, it's somewhere between $10 to $30 a day. Depends on the trading volume. So if you have some spare tokens or USDC, go and provide liquidity in this range at this current stage where the price is really between those 20 and 25. When we start moving up, then you might consider removing your liquidity pools and see where we end up. Can you be a liquidity provider with only 100 million token? And how much can I set the slippage to maximize my profits? So as I said, you can provide with as little as 1 million token, and the slippage, I believe this is the range, and we have discussed this already. How much minimum worth of assets should be added to make a profit? Oh yeah, we discussed that. I have tried for 100, costing $15 fee to create a pool and made only $10 in 10 hours. So yeah, this is exactly, this confirms what I said. So you make somewhere between 15 to 30 on as low as 500 of assets. I think this is pretty good. Okay, next question. Is it worth opening a pool when volume is low? The thing is, our volume is not low. Yes, of course, there are days and hours where the volume is relatively low, but this is quite lively environment. So the volume is not low, and I can show you on the chart as well. This is how you can read the volume. The bars at the bottom, the green and red lines, if you hover over them, you can read the volume. And you can also read the volume from the pool overview on Uniswap. And I will post a screenshot in a second. Yeah, one more second. Drawing some lines. Okay. There it is. Oh, thank you, Bush. So what I've shown on the screenshot on right is that we have multiple pools for MM to USDC, MM to ETH, and various fees 1%, 0.3%. And there is the volume in each of those pools. So this is what you can use to determine which pool is best for you. If you take the total value locked and the volume, and then look at the chart on left and compare the height of the bars, you can somewhat determine the fees you will make. And also there is this online tool which should calculate how much you will earn based on your amount of assets. Okay, next. How can I make money with it with low risk? So as I said, there's always risk when you provide liquidity. The market always moves against you. When the price goes up, your in pool are sold. When the price goes down and the evaluation for decreases, you buy So you always lose on the opportunity. But there is a way how to make liquidity providing profitable at all times. But you need to separate your holding You must not use your you have for holding, because you could lose them all. And if you accept this, if you set aside your and then provide with other then the providing will increase the value of your assets. The amount of will be lower over time, but you will be increasing the value of the money you put to providing. So this is the most important thing. Never mix your and the you have for providing. Next question. Can you include losses from providing liquidity? Yes. Yeah, in the guide, I called it the provider's code. The guide is not up yet, but I'm working on it and I will put it up soon, so you could read it then. Yes, and this question was also addressed. Next question. If all tokens are 100% distributed, the way to buy is through liquidity provided in the liquidity pool, right? I don't really know what is meant by 100% distributed, because all the tokens are always distributed, either in the wallets of holders or in the liquidity pool. But if it was all distributed in holders' hands, there would be no liquidity. We would have an illiquid asset. No one would be able to buy or sell, and I'm not really sure what would be the price at that point. There will be, I guess, some fear and panic, and nobody would trust the value anyway. Anyway, this will never happen, because there will always be somebody who wants to make profit from it. So people will always create their liquidity pools and various prices according to what they consider a profit. So I wouldn't fear that. And this is the last question I have. What would happen to liquidity if was listed on Binance, Coinbase? I assume LP would earn less fees. Would there still be any volume? Yes. The centralized exchanges are still connected to DeFi, to decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap. And there's simple reason for that. If the price changes in one of those places, this creates opportunity for arbitragers, and they will sell high at one place and buy low at another place. So the price will always level to same price. And the traffic, yes, it would be lower, but I wouldn't say too much. It's like creating new pool on Uniswap. I mean the new tier pool. Then you have the 1%, 0.3%. This I would say this would be similar. And also there is quite large volume on Uniswap. People would have to move a lot of tokens to the exchange to move the traffic there. All right. And I guess that's it. Are there any follow-up questions?
Rapid fire questions. That was good, man. So, all right. So I've learned something new. One, I didn't realize you could actually generate 20 cents a day per dollar. That's awesome. That's really interesting. It's a shame that we couldn't do the screen share, but now I know for next time, so that way we can try to get that screen share going. Maybe we won't do the next AMA that requires screen share on Discord. We'll do it somewhere else. But man, I thought it was cool. You got me excited, and you did make me feel like I can actually try to make some money. And I've been a little bit intimidated to try to even mess with the liquidity pool, but the info you gave me now lets me know what I can research so I can get started. But I do know that we have a channel just for liquidity talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's.
There are a few of those. Liquidity chat is for everyone, and when you are serious about it, you can get the liquidity provider role, and we have some secret chats for us as well.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So guys, if you are interested in providing liquidity, listen. Even if it's $1 to 1 mm or whatever, $1 per however 0.0 whatever mm's, it'll help. You know, the more you can put in, the better, and it helps solidify the price for the token. So you'll be doing your small part and earning a little bit of cash from your support. So you're definitely welcome. People don't want to say no to free money. So if you feel you have a question, just go into the liquidity channel. You can actually tag Qwerty in there, and there are other experts in there that can actually field you and answer questions. Remember, it's in our best interest. It's in our community's best interest to help liquidity providers know what they're doing, so that way they can feel confident and provide value for the community. So ultimately, we want to increase our holders. We want to increase the value, and most importantly, we want to grow our community so that way we can continue to the jacuzzi bar. So guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to send in liquidity, and stay tuned for our next AMA because we're going to have more coming soon. Thank you, guys. Have a great night, great day, great morning, and I'll see you around in the lounge. Cheers.
All right. And how do I leave now? Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.